Hi everyone, the Lone Wolf here, and welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games. And let's start with EVE Online. I've played around an average amount of EVE Online, honestly. First part of the week was actually pretty slow. I tried to keep up with the blueprint copy business as always, but that's really been quite a mixed picture lately. A few blueprint copies still do very well. I can put them up for 50 million. They get picked up in a few hours. But a lot of the other ones are just not selling anymore. There is too much competition, people dumping them for 3-4 million ISK, and so competing with those people is almost impossible. But that also means that those specific blueprints are now stacking up in pretty big quantities in Jita, as their contracts after 2 weeks just expire and they come back into my inventory. So that becomes a problem, and so at some points I do have to basically go dumping, and I also just try to undercut, and I'm willing to sell some of those for like 3 million, 2.5 million if I have to. It's quite a cutthroat business, but there are still a few blueprint copy niches that make me a good amount of money. And when I'm talking about blueprint copies, of course, for people that don't know, it's blueprint copies that's related to citadel building, so a lot of the components for structures. But overall, I'm still pretty happy. I got my wallet above 3 billion ISK, so I'm willing to invest the rest in stuff like minerals, which I think is a good investment at the moment. And I'm trying to do my sale of the, I think they're called the Talwars, not sure, the Tech Tree Caldari destroyers, because I managed to buy them for like 38 million and they shot up to like 49 million or something like that, but it's going slowly, so we'll see if I actually manage to do the sale or not. But it's looking like a pretty decent profit if I can make it work. So yeah, first half of the week, a lot of selling, just doing some market stuff, making a bit of ISK, and then the usual little bit of mining, getting ready for the industrial arrays. Unfortunately, still no news or dev blog about the industrial array, so I'm eagerly awaiting that. But other than that, I don't think a lot happened in EVE Online, except of course that I witnessed several titans blow up in SH1 6P. So just to quickly tell that story, I was just playing EVE Online, browsing Reddit. All of a sudden I saw a post, it's happening, like 17 minutes old at the time, with a screenshot of supers fighting in SH1. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna risk it, just jump in an interceptor, get over there, try to grab some footage. And it was pretty awesome battle to see. One thing that always strikes me is how neutrals are immediately targeted in those huge battles. So I landed on my interceptor, I have a cloak, but I didn't even get a chance to be cloaked. I was immediately targeted by a griffin, who luckily kept only ECM stuff on me for quite a while. I basically said, screw it, I just tried to fly away from the battle, put myself on tactical camera and start taking as much cool footage as I could. And then all of a sudden I got the armor alarm, and so two other interceptors were actually trying to kill me, which was quite unfortunate. But since I was fit to escape, I actually managed to get my interceptor out in structure. But very cool to witness such a big battle, of course. I think I saw like 2,400 players in local or something like that, close to the height of the battle. And of course it's always the titans and the super capitals that draw all of the attention. But what I find really cool is like the fleet of nightmares that was attacking that final Amar titan that went down, and then all of the other smaller ships, smaller fleets that position themselves, vie for supremacy and just also have a pretty major impact on the battle. I thought it was pretty damn cool. I'm very happy that I went there, and I'm really glad to see that my interceptor managed to do the job that I designed it for. I'm calling it Press Camera as a name, just in the hopes that maybe people will allow me to take some footage. But yeah, neutrals are not welcomed in these battles, so you have to be careful. But interceptor with a cloak and a few warp core stabilizers should provide you the opportunity to stay on grid, find the right warp in, then cloak up and try to avoid things, as you're only there to witness stuff. I hesitated a little bit to take something, to try and like take some pot shots at stuff, or try to get myself on the kill boards, but nope, in the end I just decided to go straight for footage, and I don't regret it, although of course 10% tie-dye, 4-5 frames per second throughout the battle, it's quite hard, but with some patience and then you speed up the footage, you can actually get some pretty nice results. I'm actually really happy with my choice of going to the battle, taking the footage, and then the video that resulted of that. Pretty awesome stuff. Next to EVE Online, I played a decent amount, I would almost say a lot of Elder Scrolls Legends. I'm enjoying the game, I'm keeping up with the daily quests so that I can earn my gold, but the most fun I'm having in the versus arenas. So in structured, right, in the normal ranked mode, you're starting to see the meta really grow, come into its own, and people are already starting to build like very specialized decks that are hard to beat unless you already know all the mechanics and you prepare a counter and stuff like that. But in versus arena, of course, you draw from the entire card pool. You draw 30 cards and you just get going. I think it's the most fair game type. I've been pretty lucky there. I've actually managed to do 2 versus arenas with 7 wins, which is the maximum. And that is, of course, a really nice feeling because you get an incredible reward at the end. You get 3 card packs and more than 200 gold for your 150 gold investment. So that basically becomes a potential snowball of you earning cards, earning card packs, and earning golds through the versus arena. And it looks like the game is just young enough that that in arena you can still pretty easily create very powerful decks and actually go to those 7 victories. So the Elder Scrolls Legends, honestly, I'm enjoying it quite a lot. If you're looking to try card game for the first time, I don't think it's inaccessible or too complex. It's a step up from Hearthstone, sure, but it's still very accessible, and I'm enjoying it very much myself. Also earning gold with the daily quests, pretty damn easy. Very few of those quests are problematic. In fact, you can also every day you get a choice out of 2 quests, and you can even switch out a quest if you've gotten a really bad one once a day as well. So yeah, earning gold, getting yourself into the arena, pretty easy. The arena is still young, fair as well, and so you can actually do really well in there even if you don't know that much about the card game itself. And as a result, yeah, a lot of fun, and you can make some decent progression that way. Next to the Elder Scrolls Legends, next up is Fallout 4. Let's get rid of that little text here. Come on, yeah, get out. So Fallout 4, I played through the story of the Far Harbor DLC. Decently short, probably because I have like a bit of an overpowered character, but I absolutely love the atmosphere of Far Harbor. So you end up on an island that's got this mysterious mist. It's got this post-apocalyptic vibe. It's a bit insulated. I'm a bit disappointed that they once again went with like 3 factions where you have to make choices, and the story is, well, tailored to that Fallout 4 setup where you have several factions that are actually potentially at war with each other, and that you have to make some really hard choices. So I think that it limited the story a little bit, but it was pretty cool. You got some pretty cool drops there as well, some nice armor and some nice power armor and things like that to be found there. And if, like me, you just wanted to know the story, it was actually possible to do that pretty damn quickly and efficiently. Just play through the story, make your choices, and Far Harbor basically finished, but I still have a lot of exploration to do there. So I definitely have only seen like probably 20% of the island or something like that. I'll still need to go back there, just try to find all of the different dungeons and stuff to do, and yeah, grab some awesome loot as well, of course. But yeah, it's a very nice DLC. I wouldn't say that it's extremely big or complex, or that it completely throws the game into a different direction. It's definitely more of the same of Fallout 4, but the one thing that I did really notice is the incredible atmosphere of Far Harbor Island. I absolutely loved that when I first set foot on it in Far Harbor itself. Just incredible amount of detail, awesome little port village there, and then when you go out into the forest with the mist, it's mysterious, it's eerie, it's post-apocalyptic, it's great atmosphere. So that was really nice. And also I didn't feel the need to like restart the game or anything like that, although I had a bit of an hesitation. In the end I decided to just go back to my Minutemen. I'm now outfitting all of those with a nice clean suit as a uniform. I'm gonna make a lot more of the connections between all of my settlements, so that we get Minutemen running around the map all the time. So we'll probably be crossing them quite often, and then I think I'll be basically ready for the final DLC that's going to drop. I'm not entirely sure, I haven't even seen a trailer or anything like that, but it's supposed to be something like a Nuka World or something, like an attraction park based on Nuka-Cola. So we'll see. It's supposed to be the final DLC, and so I'm looking forward to just checking that out, seeing what it has to offer. And that is probably going to round out Fallout 4, which basically for me, I'm sort of already starting to be primed for Elder Scrolls 6. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with Elder Scrolls 6, because I would love to have the building mechanics that they've been able to get into Fallout 4 into an Elder Scrolls games. I think that should be absolutely awesome. And hopefully as well, considering all of the other amazing looking games like Prey and stuff like that Bethesda is not making but publishing, let's hope that they will finally pull the trigger and get a brand new engine so that they can bring the graphics, especially the models and the animations, to the next level. If they could do that for Elder Scrolls 6, that would be just crazy. And I'm eagerly awaiting any news when it comes to Fallout 6. And then after that, honestly, I played a lot of Elder Scrolls Legends, I played a lot of Fallout 4, but I also found a little bit more time for Rimworld, so I made a bit more progress, I would say, in my knowledge of the game. So I now figured out about a freezer, figured out more crafting stations, how the research works. So I still have a lot to learn, but I'm definitely enjoying Rimworld, and there's going to be a video about that next week as well. I can see the potential for Rimworld right here on some of the screenshots. You can see that you can create incredibly complex and efficient colonies as well. You can have different challenges that so far I've only played in the sandbox mode, but I've always been comparing it a little bit to Banished, and I must say, as I learn more about the game, because there are fewer colonists, you're much more inclined to speed up the game to get to your next set of challenges or stuff that you want to be built or done by your colonists. And so it's, at first I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna take my time like Banished and stuff like that. It doesn't really play like that once you know enough of the mechanics, right? You put up your farms, you put up some rooms, then you quickly go for a cooking station, a freezer, probably a research bench, obviously, right away. All of that is done at full speed, so you can get there as quickly as possible, and then you start building out your vision. But it's much more fast-paced than Banished. And so while I love Rimworld, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the game. I think it's a great little sandbox experience where you can try out different ideas, and you can really grow into very complex and very cool colonies. If I'm looking to relax, I'm probably still going to grab back at Banished, just because there's much less micromanagement, and it's much more risky, and it's much better to take your time in Banished and to just allow the game to organically grow, whereas Rimworld is much more micromanaged. You give every specific order. In fact, you also want to set all of your stockpiles and things like that in very specific settings, which makes it much more intense once you get to know more about the game. But yeah, I've been enjoying it, and it's an awesome little game, so that was definitely a pretty great gift to receive a key from the developer of Rimworld. I'm still playing it actively from time to time. It's mostly just learning new stuff and then starting a new colony, incorporating that new knowledge. But yeah, for relaxed stuff, I'll probably go back to some Banished at some point as well. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this Sunday recap, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.